Okay, so hello guys. For this video, I will be presenting. So probably kapilan niyo na discuss nga topics which is about network topology. So I will be just presenting na lang sa sining nga discussion. So network topology. Okay, so why topology is important? So because we want nga efficient ang ato nga communication. So we are studying topology because we want to solve some mga problems in the internet working or sa when we are working with internet such as routing, resource reservation, and administration. So this focuses good sa especially sa mga network engineers, specifically sa mga comsci students or information technology ng mga workers. So, we also want to create accurate model na ginagamit for simulation if ever, for packet tracing o mga muna ang mga apps na pwede natin gamitin to derive estimates of the topological parameters and to study fault tolerance pag anti-attack ng mga properties. So, we would try to have isang sining approach later on kung makalambot na kita sa later part of the discussion or later part ng mga topics ng ating subject. So, topology of a network defines how the nodes of a network are connected. So, there are two basic categories ng network topologies. So, we have a physical topology and logical topology. So we are going to differentiate between these two types of or categories of network topologies. So we have physical topology. It defines how the nodes of the network are physically connected. So and your logical topology is how data is transmitted between the nodes. So the dedicated connections between certain selected source destination pairs using the underlying physical topology. So in order to have an efficient system, the logical topology should be chosen such that either the average hop distance or the packet delay or the maximum flow on any link must be minimal. So basta ang ilalaman niya um, kinalain, physical topology is your physical connection gidya sa imong mga devices. Logical topology, so it's a for transmission of signals. The shape of the cabling layout used to link devices is called the physical topology of the network. This refers to the layout of the cabling, the location of the nodes, and the interconnections between the nodes and the cabling. So the physical topology of a network is determined by the capabilities of the network access devices and media, the level of control or fault tolerance desired, and the cost associated with the cabling or telecommunication circuits. So as what was said, or na-mention natin, physical topology is the physical connection between your devices. So the logical topology, in contrast, is the way that the signals act on the network media, or the way that the data passes through the network from one device to the next without regard to the physical interconnection of the devices. So kung paano natin gina-share or paano nag-move ang data in your certain network. So network's logical topology is not necessarily the same as its physical topology. So we have this following physical nga topologies or the shapes ng mga network topologies are categorized in the following. We have the mesh, we have the star, bus, ring, tree, and hybrid topologies. So kapila na siya nato na encounter probably no ang ini nga mga klase, so medyo labyan na lang siya, and I just presented here the ano na lang the summary of the advantages and disadvantages of certain network topologies. So mesh, topology, a network setup where each computer and a network device is interconnected with one another, allowing for most transmission to be distributed. Even if one of the connections go down, this topology is not commonly used for most computer networks, as it is difficult and expensive to have redundant connection to every computer. However, this topology is commonly used for wireless networks. Below is a visual example of the simple computer setup on a network using mesh topology. So, sa mesh topology, ang isa nimo ka part ng imong system or isa ka, for example, ka computer is connected sila para sa tanan-tanan nga ang members ng imong network. So, that is for mesh topology. So, pwede gid kung imong ini nga topology is used in wireless nga connection. So tanan-tanan ni mga computer will be connected sa isa kag isa. So naka-network sila sa isa kag isa. Advantages, they use dedicated links, so each link can only carry its own data load. So wala ka problema sa traffic na problem. It is robust. If any link get damaged, it cannot affect others. So, syempre, tungod nga may dedicated link ka between devices. So, kung amo nang naguba nga link, so, amo lang na ang maapektuhan. It gives privacy and security. Message travels along a dedicated link. So, meron kita nga privacy kag security sa aton nga messages. So, fault identification and fault isolation are easy. Since may ara kasang dedicated nga link, so if one of that device ang wala nag-function, so automatic may ara ka fault within sa sina nga link. But there are disadvantages man sang sini nga type of topology. The amount of cabling, syempre, kung nakita natin, dugdamo. Kasi ang connections sa imo nga network, so mas okay lang na siya if we are using sang wireless nga network. But if we will be using sang wired network, so the amount of cabling, kaya ang numbers ng mga input-output ports, dabadamo dapat. So, since every device is connected to each devices, pagi sa dedicated nga link. The sheer bulk of wiring is larger than the available space. Hardware required to connect each device is highly expensive. So, ang aton gid nga consideration is the amount sa mga gamiton yung mga materials at the same time ang cost man. So kay damo kagamiton nga materials mas mahal ang pag construct sa amo nga type of topology. It is used for telephone regional nga mga offices and for wide area nga mga network. Mesh topology. Next, we have the star topology. Here, each device has a dedicated point-to-point link sa imong central controller nga ginatawag naton nga hub, which acts as the exchange. So there is no direct traffic between the devices. So the transmission occurred only through the central hub. So may ara ka central nga hub and then dira connected or dira nakalink ang aton nga mga devices. So the central point may be passive or active or intelligent. So, ano ang passive, ano ang active, kung anong intelligent hub. A passive hub simply connects the arms of the star, no signal regeneration is performed. So, kung ano lang ang nag-abot sa iya, mo man ipasa sa other part of the network. Active hub naman is like a passive hub except that it regenerates the signal. So, kung may problema along sa transmission, i-regenerate niya danay before niya ipasa sa next nga member sa next nga node sa imong network. Intelligent hubs not only regenerate signals but also perform activities such as intelligent path selection and network management. So, may ginahimo na siya nga mga operations so before niya i-submit such as ginadetect niya kung diin ang mas okay nga path nga pwede agyan. So we have this representation or example of star topology. So may ara ka hub diri and then dira tanan naka-connect ang mga computers. That is for star topology. So advantages, it is less expensive than your mesh since each device is connected only to the hub. So medyo gamay-gamay lang yung ating connection or ating wire nga kinahanglan gamiton. So installation and configuration are easy. So hapos lang siya kay connect mo lang sa isa ka hub, central hub lang. Less cabling is need than mesh. So if one link fails, only that link is affected. So all other link remains active. So it is easy to identify some faults naton kag to remove some parts nga may problem sa aton nga topology. So however, isa sa mga disadvantage ni is that even it requires ang less lang a cabling, then if we compare it sa mesh, so when compared with other topologies, it still is large compared sa aton nga ring or sa bus nga topology. So, whole dependent on one single nga point lang or sa aton nga ginatawag nga hub, when it goes down, syempre ang aton nga system will be affected. So, the whole system will be dead na dayon. So that is for your star nga topology. So ginagamit na siya for the mga LANs naton, local area networks, mga high speed nga. Pero ang mga high speed nga LAN often used gagamit na sila sa mga star nga topology. Okay, so amo na siyang common yung ginagamit natin or common yung problems na encounter natin as it passes sa central natin yung computer, for example. So the communication in the network will stop if the host computer stops functioning. So ang aton nga central nga device kung maguba, syempre maapektuhan na ang aton nga transfer of information. Okay, we have this one, you have the bus topology. It is also multi-point man yung connection. Sa sini naman yung connection or sa sini nga type of network topology, mayara kita one long cable nga nag-act na siya sa aton nga backbone dira naton ginalink ang aton nga mga devices. So ginalink sila naton sa backbone by drop lines kag taps. So drop lines amo na siya ginatawag naton nga is the connection of the devices sa aton nga cable. So ang top naman niya, that is the splitter nga nag-cut sa aton nga main link. So this allows only one device to transmit at a time. So single cable connects all networks without intervening connectivity devices. So devices shares responsibility for getting data from one point to another. So sa sininga type of topology, so isa lang ka cable ang nag-connect sa tanan-tanan natin nga nodes and syempre ang matransmit sa sinaang cable is isa lang kabilog o isa lang ka-device at a certain nga time. So when a device sends a message, it is broadcast down on the cable in both directions. Terminators at the end of the cable prevent the signal from reflecting back to the sender. So all devices in a cable constantly monitor for the messages meant to them. When the device detects a message meant for it, it reads the message from the cable and the other devices will ignore it. So kung nagbasa ka, for example, isa ka message, so kung sino lang na dang i-read na sa tanan-tanan ni mga member or sa tanan-tanan ni mga devices sa network. So kung para na sa iya, kung ang address is para sa iya, so ang manabasahon niya ang message. So since all devices are sharing the same cable, some form of control is needed to make sure which device will transmit when otherwise there will be collision. So, okay, as what was mentioned, since isa lang ka network ang aton nalagyan, isa lang kadalan ang aton nga gina-consider diri, so there is a possibility nga pwede mag-collide ang imong messages. So may kinahanglan himuon nga dapat para isa-isa lang ang transmission naton. Okay, here is an example ang aton nga bus nga topology. So among sa advantages ng aton bus topology is its easy nga installation. Syempre gamay lang aton nga cabling nga kinahanglanon, and because of gamay nga cabling nga kinahanglanon, so we also have the minimize nato ng cost or less expensive siya compare sa iba nga type of topology. But may ara kita disadvantages yung kinahanglan consider. We have it is difficult to reconfigure kag mabudlay kita mag-isolate. So, difficult to add new devices. Signal reflection at top can produce degradation in the quality. If any fault in the backbone So the transmission will be affected. So since isa lang kalain ang aton nga ginagyan, so if may maguba sa aton nga line ginagyan, so automatic ma problema gid or maapektuhan gid ang aton nga transmission. So the main disadvantage is bad connection to the cable can bring down the entire network. Another problem, collision occurs when two nodes send messages simultaneously. So, amo na syempre, isa lang kaalagyan, pwede magbungguan na itong mga messages. So, we also have, ginatawag natin yung ring topology. Here, each device is a dedicated connection with two devices on either side. The signal is passed in one direction from one device to device until it reaches the destination, and each device have a repeater. When one device receives signals instead of intended another device, its repeater then regenerates the data and passes them along. To add or delete the device requires changing only two connections. So, okay, so mo yung example. So, hindi man necessary nga dapat circle. Ganun yung mga connection. So, basta connected siya sa duwa ka device sa iyang before kag after nga connection. So, that is a ring topology. So, pagpasa mo dali sa specific nga computer, so i-regenerate niya dyan, danay before niya ipasa sa next naman nga computer. So, and so on and so forth. So, that is for ring topology. So, syempre, yung advantage is it is easy to install. Kaya duwa lang yung mga connection, easy to reconfigure. There is an easy nga identification of fault. Syempre, kay duwa lang yung mga i-consider man. So, disadvantages niya lang galing is unidirectional na traffic. So, isa lang pwede agyan, isa lang ka-direction. Break in a single ring can break the entire network. So, since isa lang ang connection yung mga bilog-kabilugan nga ring, so if there is a problem with that connection, syempre, mapektuhan ang ato nga bilog nga transmission network. So, it is used in some offices, buildings, or school campuses. Ginagamit mo siya sa mga high-speed nga LANs naton. So, we have three nga topology. Alternatively, referred to as the star bus topology. Tree topology is one of the most common network setup that is similar to bus topology and star topology. So a tree topology connects multiple star networks to another star network. So we have here isang isa ka example. So we have networks na connected siya sa isa. So this is a star. So and we have another one connected naman siya sa isa. So this is star. So this is a combination of your star and bus nga topology. So it is tree topology. So a network which contains all type of physical structure and connected under a single nga backbone channel. So muna siyang ginatawag nato nga hybrid na nga topology. So we have sari-sari ka nga type of topologies then i-combine mo sila sa certain nga backbone channel. So may ari ka dito topology and then may ari ka backbone nato nga network. So dahil mo i-connect ang mga sari-sari nga mga topologies. So we have star dire, we have ring dire, we have your tree topology, we have your bus topology sa babaw, and then connect sila sa isa lang ka network or sa isa lang ka cable that is that serves as our backbone. So that is what we refer to as your hybrid nga topology. So there are things nga kinahanglan naton i-consider kung mag-choose kita sang any type of topology nga gamiton naton for a specific network. So first, syempre, especially if we are dealing with clients or we are having syempre bisan sa aton mga personal nga mga ginaobra, we need to consider sang money nga consideration. Bus networks may be the least expensive way to install a network. So, amrang pwede natin i-consider bus nga topology. For the length naman of cable, nga kinahanglanon naton, the linear bus network uses shorter lengths of cable. So bus for the shorter length of cable. So future growth with star topology expanding a network is easily done by adding another devices. So, syempre sa start ng topology, hapos lang mag-add ka sa another network ay connect ka lang isa lang ka line diretsyon na sa imo nga hub. Next, cable type. Most common used cable in commercial organization is twisted pair, which often used in star nga topology. So, later on, after sa sininga discussions, we will be discussing naman sang transmission media nga ginagamit for this one in relation man sa transmission media nga subjects nga kinahanglan man naton i-discuss diri sa data communication. So we also have the statement full mesh topology is theoretically the best since every device is connected to every other device, thus maximizing speed and security. However, it is quite expensive to install. So, syempre, gusto natin dapat ang nga i-consider as syempre security sa aton nga ginapasa nga message. Pero, if using mesh topology, kinangagid natin i-consider nga expensive gid siya because of the dedicated links nga kinahanglan naton. Next best would be a tree topology which is basically a connection of star. So, isa man sa pwede natin i-consider. Okay, so we have backbone networks or we have some daisy nga chain. So, kung mag-link na kita sa damo-damo ng mga devices, so ginatawag na siya nga daisy chain. Hubs and switches often connected in DC chain to extend a network. We have hubs, gateways, routers and switches, and bridges can form part of your backbone. Extent to which hubs can be connected is limited. So, we have some we have also sang mga categories sang networks na kinahanglan i-consider. So we have we have your one. Okay, so the category in which a network falls is determined by its size. So first we have the LAN or the local area network. It connects nodes in a limited nga geographical area. So normally covers an area less than 2 miles. So, for example, ginagamit na siya naton sa home, syempre LAN ng tawag, sa eskwelahan, sa mga computer labs, sa mga offices buildings. So, nagagamit siya sa mga Ethernet na cables which is called hub. So, that is for your local area network. Next, we have your MAN or Metropolitan Area Network. So, ang kinalain ng Manila tanan is the area of connection or ang area nga coverage. So larger than a LAN but smaller than a WAN. Normally covers a town or a city. Connects nodes for high-speed nga connectivity. So DSL internet connection, cable internet connection. So humana na siya. Halin sa imong mga central offices, connect mo sa factory, connect naman sa another nga building, connect sa another nga mga offices. So that is metropolitan area network. We also have your wide area network or WAN diha WAN spans a large physical distance. Internet is the largest nga wide area network. It is not owned by any one organization. So wide area network. So medyo larger pag siya nga type of connection. So ang tanan nimo nga man kung i-connect na nimo sila isa-isa, so will be forming na isang specific nga connection which is one na di guys which is wide area network. Okay, so we have heterogeneous nga network. So sari-sari na mayara ka na damo-damo nga mga connections. So LAN connected siya, mahimo na siya one. Then ma-form naman siya another networks yung connected sa ibang pa network. So that is heterogeneous nga network connection. So interconnection of networks is what we refer to as your internet work. So or we have the internet as a simple lang ang mga history. So I presented here or nakita natin diri sa research nga we have the following history nga kinahanglan natin mabalaan. In the 1960s, US government seeks nuclear war-proof communication created the ARPA. In 1969, universities and researchers connected to ARPANET. In 1972, Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn collaborated for the Internet nga project. In 1917, 77, ARPANET engineers devised a communication protocol known as the CPIP. We are going to discuss this topic later nga part sa sininga subject. Tim Berners-Lee in 1989 proposes a new set of internet protocols. So in 1995, US government releases internet for commercial use. So these are among sa mga simple lang nga history nga related sa data communication. So we are um, So basically, ang aton nga discussion or ang aton nga topics is more on concept. Walang na kay amo magid na for data communication. So we are going to discuss na next is the OSI or the nga model for the communication. So thank you guys for watching this video. So stay safe and God bless.